welcome back to my
everybody.
channel. We have, and Peggy's here and
Bruno's here. Bruno making his cameo appearance.
Welcome to helping you say yes to the deck. Today we're going to be chatting with Emily of Emily's Tarot Magic and Stephanie of Lumeria's Star and helping them decide what deck they're going to buy.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
We're doing the thing.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We have Stephanie from Lumeria's Star with us. You just started a YouTube channel?
I did. I started about a month ago. I've been like one of those like in the closet like tarot tubers. I've been watching your channel, Lisa, forever, and I was like, you know what? Let me just create one. Let's just do it.
Do it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Are you doing mostly tarot stuff over there?
Yeah, it's all tarot stuff. It's mostly like deck reviews, the walkthroughs, the unboxings. Like I, like you, I don't like the word collector, but I have a lot of decks. So I'm like, let me show them off.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just been a lot of fun so far.
And you can play with them on your channel.
Yes,
That's one of
I
the
get
fun
to
things
play
about
with
having a channel. It's like more ways to play with your decks.
Yeah.
So
And
we'll
then
have a link to your channel down below too. So for
Awesome.
anybody who wants to check it out.
Yay.
Okay. So.
Yeah, Stephanie's like, we're gonna go shopping, and Peggy's like, wait,
No.
wait, but that
No,
is
you're missing the
actually-
point if that's what you
but
think is
kind
going to
of that's
happen.
what it is. We are kind of shopping.
is.
You're
Okay,
helping
Shopping
me
with other
shop.
people's money. What's
Shop
that?
with it.
You're helping me shop.
Yeah,
Yeah, shopping with intent.
I like
Yes.
spending other people's money. It's
Yeah,
more fun
shopping
when you spend your money.
mindfully and with intent.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so before we start, the first question is, because you mentioned that you collect or you have a large number of decks,
Yes.
are you shopping, are you looking for a deck today with your personal use in mind, with your new channel in mind, with just simply adding to your collection in
She
mind,
said she doesn't collect. You're not listening.
to your large number of decks in mind?
Okay, so that's a great question. I didn't think about it ahead of time. So I do read professionally too. So I read in person in events and I do like virtual. So it doesn't matter if it's for clients or for me. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't think I'm necessarily trying to collect anything. I just know it's time for a new deck.
Okay.
And I'm sure you know that feeling, Lisa. And I don't know which one to go for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you looking for any particular, like, is there a particular aesthetic to what you're looking at today, or is it all over the place?
I think all the decks that like I have on my list are kind of all over the place. So I honestly don't even know what I'm going to pick today.
That's exciting. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we will. Which one do you want to start? We can't start grilling you until we get the first one to start doing the comparatives. So what is your first? What's the first one you want to look at today?
I think the first one I had on my list was Oak, Ash, and Thorn.
Okay, so we'll start with that, and I'm sure a lot of people are already going, "Oh my God, the Oak, Ash, and Thorn."
Yep.
So what is it that draws you to this deck?
So I originally found this through Lisa's page.
I mean,
Okay.
well, yeah.
So there's that.
I talk about it all the time.
Yes, you do. So the first time I saw it on your channel, I was like, this deck is gorgeous. It's very obviously earthy and very nature based. And I'm originally from Pennsylvania. Like I grew up in the Pocono Mountains. So like it kind of gives me a vibe of home, which I really like.
Okay.
But the weird thing is I'm one of those people, I feel like in the tarot community, there's either people who like love animal decks or they like struggle connecting with animal decks. And I'm actually one of those people who struggle connecting with animal decks. So I'm kind of like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean?
That's really good to know.
Yeah. Like, it's really beautiful. And I'm thinking like, maybe is this the deck that I'll connect with? I just look at it. It makes me happy. Like it reminds me of like children's book illustrations that I used to read.
Yeah. It does have that storybook quality to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then like on top of that, so like I have some decks on the side to try to like help me like rationalize myself. So I do have one animal deck. I've had animal decks and passed them along. The one I do have that I really enjoy is the Northern Animal Tarot. I don't know if
I've heard so many good things about this.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And it kind of has like a similar like aesthetic, but like not really. Like it's also very like children's book like.
Yeah,
But
it's
they
like
are,
that almost humanoid kind of slant.
yeah, what is that called?
Anthropomorphic.
Anthropomorphic. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I love this. I'm actually using it for December. It just kind of gives me wintry vibes. So I don't know.
So I guess I would ask if you had, based on what you've seen so far, if you had Oak Ash and Thorn and Northern Animal Tarot like on your reading table to choose from, do you see yourself reaching for Oak Ash and Thorn instead of Northern Animal Tarot? Do you feel like that would be a thing that would happen?
So I feel like if I had both, I would love that. But I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of like thinking out loud. Like, I feel like I haven't had enough time to bond with this deck yet. Like, I got it when the Kickstarter came out. And I'm one of those people who works with decks seasonally. So if a deck gives me a certain seasonal vibe, I wait until then to use it. So this one gave me a wintry vibe. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put this away until winter.
Okay. So what vibe did you get from the
I
Oak
was going
Ash
to
and
ask.
Thorn?
Yeah.
What season do you think?
Yeah. So Oak Ash and Thorn gives me fall vibes.
Same.
Like,
Okay,
yeah.
So you
like,
might not be working with that one for a year.
yeah. If it was fall now, if it was fall right now, I might be like, let's do it. But I have like a whole year. So, and I know me, like I won't use that if it doesn't feel seasonally correct.
Okay.
So at least
Oak Ash and Thorn may have canceled itself
already.
already.
Doesn't tick the instant gratification box, at least.
So how do you feel about getting something for the future?
Yeah.
So I've done it before. Like I've bought decks and then I'm one of those people who will sit on it for like 6 months. So I don't know if I want instant gratification. I don't know if I can take this out yet.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
So the other 2 questions, because this particular deck brings those questions. Okay. For starters, budget. Is there where does your budget look? Is this comfortably inside your budget or is this a stretch?
Yeah, no, my budget is really like under $100, which all of them are. So
perfect. So you just want one from the list, right?
Just one. That's it.
Okay.
It's like my Christmas gift to myself. That's what I'm looking at. It. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so we can't eliminate that one yet.
Okay, no. And the last wait a second. Okay, and the last question, because that we're going to follow through the thing, is because this deck looks like it comes with a bit of a learning curve. Because it's different images. It's not that you're not going to find your stereotypical imagery on it. So how much time do you have for a learning curve?
That's a good question. So I feel like a lot of the decks on my list for this, say yes to the deck, all of them kind of have a little bit of a learning curve. So I think I'm down for one, but I have to pick which one it is. If that's
that's fair.
Okay. It's very, very popular right now. So I'm pretty sure that if it was to go out of print, it would be fairly simple to find another copy from somebody else.
That's very true. That's a good point.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Okay.
So with that in mind, what do you want to talk about next?
I think I put Dark Days on there.
So this is a monochromatic deck.
Mm-hmm.
It also looks like a square deck.
It is square.
Yes.
How do you feel about the shape for starters?
So I think it's cool. And so I only have one other square deck, and this is the part I wanted to share. It's also by the same creator. So I do feel like I'm a little bit like, gotta catch them all. Like once I like an artist or a deck creator, I like to.
I don't do that. Why do you keep pointing at me?
There's a couple of artists that you are desperate.
I've actually managed to not do that, even with Joanna Nelson. I don't do
but there's a couple of creators.
It's
as
tempting,
soon as there's something out, you're looking at it, giving it a very close look.
It's at least tempting.
It's super tempting.
Yeah. What's the one that you have called?
Because she only has 2 decks out. I have it right here. So it's Mother Tarot.
Let me.
So this was just out on her Kickstarter. So it's kind of like I feel like the sister deck. It's very colorful. They're both very like feminine energy. They're very evocative.
Yeah, notice that.
Can I see some more cards from that?
Yeah.
You can look it up later.
I know.
It's colorful.
No, it's beautiful.
You don't need to see it. You don't want that deck. You're fine.
Because Dark Days is monochromatic, so it's definitely not.
I know. Lisa loves the color. And so the images are very evocative. Like you can see they're like very adult.
I don't feel like I saw this. What's this called again?
The Mother Tarot. Very, very feminine energy. I think it's really about like creativity, the divine feminine, like the earth.
I'm kind of digging this. How did I miss this?
It's a lot of like uteruses and breasts, but like I love that.
See that in Dark
we don't mind
too.
that.
No.
Yeah, I'm all for that. And like the chariot is a mermaid in a what's it called? Oh my gosh, what is a wheelchair?
Oh my god!
If you can see that.
I need to bring you up bigger. Oh, now I can see.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
artwork is just really gorgeous, and I don't know, like because it's so colorful. I think I'm waiting for the spring to use this because I feel like it'll.
Okay.
Again,
That's
I'm very
spring deck.
I'm very
particularly with all the
seasonal with
feminine
my
energy.
decks, and I'm currently like in this journey of kind of like tapping into like the divine feminine, kind of wounding or healing some wounded feminine in myself. So that's why I got this deck. And
Okay.
I'm not ready for it yet because it's not spring, but I'm like, ooh, but winter's coming. Like, is the dark days good for the winter? Like, I feel like, right?
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess my question would be, they do kind of have a different seasonal feel with their coloration, but their themes are very similar. And I guess my question would be, do you find yourself, do you think you would reach for this? It's just same question I asked with the other deck. Do you think you'd reach for this over the one that you have? Is there a scenario which you'd be like, oh, the dark days would be perfect? Seasonally, it sounds like that's true.
Yeah. I mean, I think because like in the winter, I like to do more shadow work.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like this one is already just looking at the imagery. I'm like, yes, like I want to sit there with one card and my journal and just like dig in. And the learning curve with this deck is because it's square. The guidebook has different meanings for each side. Like, so if you pull it on different like sides.
Right.
So that could be really cool.
Okay. And that's something that you would enjoy, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm just kind of like, I want to intentionally get one deck and I'm down for whatever learning curve it comes with.
Okay. Well, that one.
Man.
Okay. So this one here, I would say, see, I would recommend this one over the Oak, Ash, and Thorn just because the Oak, Ash, and Thorn, you're not going to be using it for almost a year.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like your bond to the art seems a little more strong in this case. Like, I feel like you're feeling, like when you were talking about it, it felt like you were already picturing how you would work with it. You were already thinking about journaling with it. You were already imagining yourself in that space. Whereas with Oak, Ash, and Thorn, it feels like you're drawn to it because it's pretty.
Right.
But I haven't heard that depth from you yet about it.
True. No, that's really true. I think Oak, Ash, and Thorn is a deck I'll probably get eventually, maybe next fall.
Yeah, but it might not be the one that's exciting to get right now, maybe.
Well, what I'm thinking is if you get the Oak, Ash, and Thorn now,
then
you're probably in a few weeks going to go out and get that deck or a similar one anyway.
Yeah, because you'll be sitting on it.
So you're going to, it's like, I'm already, I'm sitting on this. So what do I want to use right now?
True.
So then that doubles your expenses.
That does.
That does. And
that does. You're right.
And again, we're back to Oak, Ash, and Thorn is the less risk right now. Like right now, Oak, Ash, and Thorn is a lower risk because even if it goes out of print, okay. Actually,
I think that's probably true of both.
How do you feel about that? Some people feel very strongly about used decks because they are very concerned about the energy and stuff of a deck.
Yeah. No, I've bought pre-loved decks before. I'm all about it. You just cleanse it. It's all good to go.
Yeah.
So
then I would immediately knock the Oak, Ash, and Thorn off because
in favor of dark days so far.
Because you're gonna, like I said, it's going to be a double expense. If you want to get a gift for yourself for this year, for this Christmas,
you want a deck you can dip into. I feel like that's the thing. You're going to want, during the dark half of the year, I don't know about you, but for me in the winter and in the early spring, that's when I'm most likely to want to study, journal, do that deeper work. And I feel like if you're going to give yourself a Christmas present, you want to, it's like getting a toy and not being able to play with it for 6 months. Like,
you're right.
I don't know. Well, and you'll just get Oak, Ash, and Thorn later anyways. It'll be fine.
You'll get Oak, Ash, and Thorn when you're ready to get Oak, Ash, and Thorn. But if you get it now, you're probably going to almost immediately get a second deck.
I agree. Totally.
No, you're right. You're right. You know me already.
Double the money.
So I think we can. What do you think? Can we eliminate Oak, Ash, and Thorn?
Yeah. You guys, you're right. You know me already because I would buy it, and then I'd be like, well, I want something to play with now.
Exactly. It's because I know her. I know her. It's like that's human. It's human nature.
Especially when you're doing something special for yourself, like when you're gifting yourself.
There's nothing wrong with getting a deck to set aside. But
if it's going to just tempt you to get another one,
if the idea is to get just one, you're not going to get just one.
I want to dig in right away. I do.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we've got Dark Days still on the list.
Yeah.
Which deck do you
Who?
want to tackle next here?
So there's two by the same creator. We can look at those. So one of them's a Marseille and one of them's a Lenormand. So they all are kind of like their own unique thing. I feel like everything on
Okay,
my list.
so let's look at the Marseille. Now I'm going to pull up these. These are both ones you can get from Make Playing Cards, I believe.
Mhm.
So I'm going to pull up some Instagram photos because it'll be easier to see the imagery. Okay, so this is a really,
What's cute?
It's so cute.
it's really colorful.
It's
So I don't want to
so
throw mention
cute.
things, but I do want to mention just because of this aesthetic. Have you seen the Marshmallow Marseille?
I have, and I don't have that one, but I have the Marseille by Wandering Oracle. I have the
Tarot Siren.
Tarot Siren, yeah, and that's like because I live at the beach, so that's like one of my summer decks. Because again, everything's seasonal, but yeah, it's just so cute.
This is really adorable. It's got this kind of like monster creature sort of feeling to it. Like, I don't know, they've kind of got this otherworldly. I guess some of them are more human looking.
It's so cute. And one of my friends has this deck. She got it a while ago and she edged it in a hot like orange color. And I thought it was gonna be weird. And I was like, why is this even cuter now?
It's so cute.
I played with it and I really, really like it. It's a nice small size, but like I do prefer like fully illustrated minors. I mean, I have plenty of Marseille decks.
I was just going to ask you that.
But but it's just so cute. Oh my gosh.
It is cute. How much do you work with your other Marseille deck, your Tarot Siren, for example, right now?
Again, that's a seasonal deck, so I'll use it in the summer.
Okay.
But I have other mermaid decks that are fully illustrated, and I'll pick up like Dame Darcy's Mermaid Tarot first.
Yeah. Okay. So probably it sounds like, as adorable as this is, both in like size and coloration and all that stuff, it kind of sounds like this one might languish a little bit among your decks. Is it one you'd be inspired to? Does it make you want to learn more about Marseille? Is a good question.
I will say, so I have like classic Marseille, I have the Tarot Siren, and I have one of the what is it? The one from Deviant Moon.
The Trionfi della Luna.
Yeah, I have that. This one, like I'm not super well versed in Marseille. Like I'm still learning, like RWS is my system, but I feel like if I had the squid cake, like I would be excited to be like, all right, like let me dig into Marseille a little bit more.
Okay.
And it's on your bucket list to learn more about the Marseille?
It is, yeah.
Untold Tarot by Caitlin Matthews, my favorite Marseille book, just saying.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. It got me excited about Marseille. None of the other ones.
I want to get excited about it. And I think like I'm a visual person. So I think that's why like Marseille I haven't been super drawn to it because I love like scenic minors, but this one is just so freaking cute. Like I think I would want to pick, and it's pink, and like my bedroom is pink. Oh. Like I love pink things.
Okay, so it's definitely suits the it suits you.
It's aesthetic. Yeah, it's an aesthetic for sure.
Yeah, really
and it's just
it's
so
little
cute.
too, isn't it? Is it like
Tarot size? Maybe a little bit bigger, but it's definitely smaller than tarot size.
Okay.
Which is adorable.
I like it.
I know. It's
cute.
so cute. And I feel like I like to buy decks with a purpose. So I think like when I mentioned Dark Days, like I feel like I want to do like divine feminine work. Yeah. I feel like with Marseille, I could practice Marseille, but it also gives me a vibe of like I could do inner child work with that.
It does have that playful inner child energy. Yeah. So it kind of actually, in a way, it sort of ticks two boxes because it'll invite you to study, possibly to deep dive more into Marseille. And then also it encourages you to do inner child work. Do you have other inner child decks or decks that make you feel that way? So
like actually the one I showed you before, the Northern Animals, because it is very like it just reminds me of children's books. I haven't used it yet for that, but I was like, if I were to, like I would maybe try that.
Yeah.
And then I have inner teenage decks too, because I feel like that's a whole different vibe.
That's a whole different aesthetic.
Yeah, it's a whole different aesthetic. Yeah. But I just feel like this deck just makes me happy.
Okay, because now we've got shadow work too. This deck makes me happy. It's literally night and day. So now
what about the season? Sorry, I totally cut you off.
Where are you at right now? Are you like, oh, a shadow work deck would be nice, but is that what you're looking forward to? Or is that what you're just deciding should come next? Because
no, that's a good question. So again, I think for me, I really like to go with the rhythm of the seasons. So because it's the darker half of the year, like I just naturally sink into shadow work. Like that just, it feels natural.
Okay, so this the squid cake, you probably won't get to that for a few months either.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the season.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also, again, it's so pink and cute. Like I could see like in February with Valentine's Day being like, oh, squid cake, right?
That's not very far away.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the next one. I don't know.
Oh no.
I
Okay, so this
know.
one here is like, yeah, there's different reasons for either deck. So these two are coming in a very, very
They
close.
are.
I don't think we can eliminate
Okay.
either yet.
Let's go on to the next one.
I agree.
Let's go on to the next.
Let's go on to the next one, because the last thing we want to do is agonize for an hour and then realize the next one, the Lenormand is the one that, yeah.
This does, okay, I will say this feels a little more creepy cute than straight up cute like the last one.
Mm-hmm. Which I love, like I love Halloween. I love creepy, dark.
You have the
decks.
cute and
this
creepy?
is like
Wondering.
creepy cute.
Do you have that tarot, the cute and creepy?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the one that got Peggy. Peggy got convinced to buy that one out of one of our previous episodes.
I saw that one. Yeah. No, I don't have that one. I do have the creepy tarot, which is by Creepy Kawaii, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That one's
so,
cute.
Obvious question. Do you have any other Lenormand decks?
Okay. So I only have 2 Lenormand decks.
Okay.
And I kind of struggle with the system. I don't know why. I think when I use them, I read them like oracle cards, which I don't think that's a bad thing. It just is. But I don't think I'm using Lenormand properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I put this on my list because number one, it's creepy and cute and adorable. And then I was like, maybe this will prompt me to want to like get more into Lenormand. But I haven't been into Lenormand so far with the 2 decks that I have.
So my question would be, especially when we're talking Lenormand, actually, first, do you mind telling us what 2 Lenormand decks you do have?
Yeah, I have the 7th Sphere Lenormand, which is so cute.
Yeah.
And then the other one, oh my goodness, what's the name of that? It's by the creator. I can't think of the name. It's black and white and gold. And it's by the creator who made the Lonely Dreamer Tarot.
The Aurum Lenormand.
Aurum. Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. Okay, really both of those I feel like have good clear symbols, like they're pretty easy to follow. And if you're still not excited, I don't know, if you're still not excited about Lenormand with those 2, and they both kind of, one of them is kind of cute, one of them is kind of serious.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Lenormand is not part of my journey yet. Like I want to learn Lenormand eventually, and I dabble with it, but I'm just not super, I guess I'm not super excited about it.
Yeah, you're not getting all like, oh, yay, this deck. You know, it's like, oh, it's cute. It's your aesthetic.
It's adorable. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for either one of you, actually. So with Lenormand, it's my understanding, so correct me if I'm wrong, that basically between the different decks, like in tarot, different decks, there can be slightly different meanings in the guidebooks. And it's my understanding with Lenormand, the meanings don't really change.
No, a house is a house is a house. A key is a key is a key. That's why I have a hard time actually amassing a lot of Lenormand decks.
I think me too.
Yeah, because they all mean the same exact thing no matter what the imagery says.
My question to you is then, since the system itself doesn't change with the decks, are you kind of hunting for a deck whose imagery you can resonate with so that you can begin to learn?
Maybe, I guess, because the ones I have are beautiful. They're really beautiful, and they're not going anywhere, but like neither one of them excited me enough to be like really dig in.
Right. I almost wonder if when it comes to your Lenormand journey, one thing that might be helpful is to get a set that has both a really good book with it, and an aesthetic you like. Does this one doesn't make playing cards, it looks like, so I'm guessing it doesn't come with much of a guidebook.
I don't think it does. No.
I think if you're early into your Lenormand journey, I would say there's sets out there that have amazing guidebooks. If you haven't seen the what's it called, the cute little Lenormand comes with a huge book, very thorough. The card stock is but the book is great and the deck is super cute. Or like,
I think that's actually on my Amazon list. Yeah.
See, and you can actually get that on Book Outlet for cheaper. Check Book Outlet.
Okay.
Yeah. It's on discount. And the other one is that would be really good to be like the Celtic Lenormand or even like the Glyphs Lenormand. Those all come with really good guidebooks. I know, sorry, I'm not helping.
So
but
yeah,
like,
you're the list bigger. Okay,
I think I'm saying I don't think this is a good fit because I don't think it gives you enough extra stuff.
Yeah,
that's true because
to guide your journey.
Because you're going to be if you get that deck, you'll be using that deck
with
another
a different
book.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me to get excited about Lenormand, I need like a comprehensive book. And Seven Spear didn't come with one. Aurum came with a small one.
Yeah, but it wasn't comprehensive.
I need like more meat.
You need a meaty one.
So yeah, I think that
hit me up later. I'll give you suggestions.
I think that this one isn't for you strictly because it's not going to provide you with enough to actually be worth learning.
I totally agree. And I think if you get something in a set where the book and the deck are together, then it's going to speak to the language of that deck and also be in an aesthetic you like. So I think it might take more hunting to find that right one for you. Yeah,
I agree. We could. Yeah, I'm not excited about Lenormand right now. I'm not.
This is a brutal one for me because I think I like almost everything on your list, and this next one is one that I've like been hovering over. Okay, anyways, I'm just saying.
So this is another one I've been hovering over because I don't read reversals in a traditional sense. So I like my artwork upright. So I will read the shadow aspect when it feels right. But this deck is really beautiful and it has like keywords on it. So I thought the learning curve with this one is I could actually start to see how it feels to read like true reversals.
And it's so pretty.
Just to burst your bubble, it says sold out.
Yeah, she's doing batches. So this one was going to be shipping soon, and then it's going to open up again as far as I know. But Dustin at Modern Metaphysicae actually told me about this deck, and I've been looking at it ever since because it's got kind of almost like Star Child, Moonchild vibes. Yeah. But then it has all these keywords and astrological symbols and like
it's so pretty.
And look at these pops of gold. I think that's foiling on there. I'm pointing at the screen because I'm getting excited.
I love the neutral color palette, which again, seasonally in winter, I think of like neutrals or black and whites. Like it just feels very seasonal to me. And Moonchild is my absolute hands down favorite deck ever. So it gives me those vibes.
Oh my God.
This is a nice deck.
It's
the keywords excite me. Like I think I only have one deck with keywords. It's the Field Tarot. And it's just like a simple little like one word. But I like how this one has reversal keywords and they're not like obtrusive.
Yeah.
And like,
it's so look at the
gorgeous.
Unicorn.
Yeah, it's so
okay, you're not the one shopping.
It's so pretty.
You're not the one shopping.
I guess my question would be, what season do you said you mentioned winter, right?
Yeah, I feel like I could use this all year actually because it's so neutral, but I feel like it would be very appropriate in winter to me just because it has like that like I don't know, that like clean palette, if that makes sense.
Yeah, gold foil designs. It's a linen card stock with gold foil, which I don't think I have any of that in my collection. Clearly, it's all about me now.
There's a 200-page guidebook.
Oh,
so that's going to be about a little white book. I'm thinking like one of those little perfect bound kind of smaller ones.
And it looks like the production quality is really nice.
Oh, wait. No. This is something else. This is an Oracle deck.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was the same deck.
Nope. So this one, I don't know if there's any pictures of the guidebook, but
stop shopping.
I think if I saw somewhere, it's got like one of those magnetic boxes too, which I'm a sucker for. Like that's like the quality that I like. It's not a make or break, but it's like really nice to have.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the magnetic ones.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah.
It does look like a magnetic box.
I love this kind of box too, actually.
It looks like the guidebook is a little bit bigger than the box, so it's chunky.
Yeah,
I don't know if that fits in there or not.
I think it's separate.
It looks like it's going to be separate. It doesn't look like it's
which is cool. Size. I like that.
This is really pretty.
Okay,
this is pushing your budget for sure.
Yeah, it's pushing your budget.
It is.
I will.
It's so pretty.
Okay. Hi, you're not the one shopping. Jeez.
I mean,
it is so pretty.
Okay. So
it's linen with gold.
It's gorgeous.
You're not the one. I know it's a nice deck. It
is gorgeous.
Now this is the first deck you've mentioned being able to use all year long.
I was just gonna say
that's true.
That is the first time you said that.
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
oh man,
I just feel like I'm very sensitive to color. So color and seasons. So the neutral color palette and the gold, like I could see me using it in the summer. Like I just feel like I could whip it out anytime where like my Moonchild, I use that all year. I don't wait for a season. It's
so that
like
officially makes it like the most flexible of your list right now.
It probably is the most flexible for sure.
Yeah.
And it excites me. Those reversed meanings really excite me because I do read reversals. Like I intuitively will just read a shadow meaning to something. But Lisa, you don't read reversals in that sense, do you? Or
I don't like to see the cards upside down. It just bugs me.
It's like a Virgo thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like sometimes if I'm reading quick readings for, like when I was doing like not pick a card, but when I was doing my zodiac readings, I had a second channel. I was doing like playing around with different kinds of readings. Those were so fast that I felt reversals were helpful.
Yeah.
But I always want to flip the cards like right side up. But I do read shadow, and I definitely do sometimes in certain decks feel called to literally mix reversals in, and then I will. I've got a very weird relationship.
I'm kind of the same way. I'm the same way. Like I purposely try to keep all my cards upright.
Same, yeah.
But sometimes I read them and they're all upright, but I'm like, that's a reverse card. I just know.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
yes.
But
I read reversals, and a keyword deck that includes the reversals would be I would enjoy a deck like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like something fun for me to really push my tarot skills.
Plus, I feel like it's usable. It's definitely one of those things because it's got keywords running the deck. You can literally pull it out and start playing with it right away.
Right.
It also has some kind of like New Year's vibes.
Yes, I thought that too. Like it's
like champagne and like
like I was like, oh, like my new year, new deck, and I'm like reading reversals now. Like I don't know, it seems very exciting.
Okay, so
she's the most excited about this one.
No, you are excited about this one, but let's just throw a monkey wrench into the works here.
Of course.
Now we are having this conversation. This video probably isn't going up until January. But we are having.
That's true.
Today is the first week of December.
Yes.
So
good point, actually.
And that particular listing says it's sold out. You might not be getting this deck until after New Year's.
Well, let's just check Etsy.
Yeah, I guess I need to know when. Can I order? Like, if I pre-order it, like, will it come in January? I could wait till January.
Let's find out.
Is that something that's going to matter to you?
I think it would matter if it was like the next printing isn't going to be until May. Then I would be like, oh. But if it's if it's in like a month, I would still go for it, I think.
Okay, so the Etsy shop's on vacation mode. So that's not helpful.
That's not helpful.
And the website
current orders right now
is filling current orders. So actually it's really not clear anywhere.
Availability is not clear. So
that's
because we had mentioned that you were kind of hoping to do this as a little Christmas gift to yourself.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about getting a Christmas gift in March? Just because we don't know. We can't make assumptions.
I think if I knew this was available right away, I think this would be the one that I would choose.
If I knew that this was available right away, this would probably be the one I would recommend. You're really excited about it, and it's the only deck that you said you would use year round, which means it would get much more love from you.
Yeah.
It's got the keywords for both upright and reversal, which is rare. You don't really see it. I mean, I think I've had one deck that does that, and I don't even think I have that deck anymore. I think that you're in an interesting little conundrum here because we already know from just the interwebs that bringing stuff over from overseas, which we don't know where this deck is being printed, but most decks are printed overseas.
Correct. Yeah.
And we don't have the information to know where it's coming from.
Right.
And so I would assume 6 months before that deck's going to be back in stock again. They could have the next one on the way in a week, but we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah.
So I would say this is going to sound convoluted. I would say my recommendation is to reach out to those guys and say, hey, when are you going to get the next decks in? And if they have a definitive date, then maybe.
Right.
But I would say the dark days now, and then that one in a few months once it's available.
I actually totally agree with Peggy. While it would be very satisfying to just go, it's dark days, which I think that's one that you're going to end up with regardless. And I think Lucy,
I think so too.
Just basically reach out to them first, because if it turns out that they're just shipping pre-orders and they've got more that they're going to be ready to ship in like a week, you're going to be sad if you picked the dark days.
True.
Because I think you were more excited for Lucid Dreams.
I would say Lucid Dreams should be the one that you get. It's
Yeah.
the one you're most excited about,
Yeah.
and the only reason why it's knocking itself off the list is because of
We
availability.
don't know if it's available. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now does lead to a question, because for some people this matters. So maybe we're just asking a question for the benefit of the internet.
Yeah.
Having to reach out, having to ask about these things, is that
A deal breaker?
is it a deal breaker? It's like, if I have to work that hard just to find out,
No.
just to get information.
No, I have worked hard for some decks. Like
Okay.
out of print decks, I am like on the internet's like
Perfect.
yeah.
Then I would say that Lucid Dreams is the deck for you, because it's the one that you seem. I get that you were excited about some of the other decks, but there were just issues that kept it from staying exciting.
You got the
Yeah.
most excited about Lucid Dreams by far.
Yeah.
Lucid Dreams. You could, if you can get your hands on the Lucid Dreams, I would go for that one first.
Mhm.
And we actually have to have a runner-up, because if you can't get it,
And because
Yeah.
of
then
eventual
treat yourself
issues,
to Dark Days
I think
and get
Dark
Lucid
Days.
Dreams whenever you can. That's our
Yeah.
vote.
I think I
Um,
will get both. Like, I think you're right, Peggy. I'll get both of those either way. Like,
Yeah.
eventually. Like, I'm
Eventually.
excited about both of them. So if Lucid Dreams is not available for a while, like, I will happily get Dark Days and start using it in like January.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
personally, I would get Dark Days and then just get Lucid Dreams whenever it shows back up again. But
But it's not very well known. So I will say my concern about
Exactly.
that would be I don't know. We don't know if there's ever going to be another print run. Because this is the first run. I never even heard about it until like a few weeks ago. So I feel like it's not one that's got the kind of traction where it's going to be around for a long time.
Okay.
At least not yet. Maybe
Well,
the
that's
video
a
will
question.
help.
I suspect that based on availability, you're probably going to get Lucid Dreams, Dark Days first, and then Lucid Dreams.
I actually suspect the opposite. I think you're going to
Well, we
find that
don't
she's
know.
got more stock. I want to know. We need.
This is
I
gonna
want to know.
This is going to require an update.
I know.
This is a weird conundrum, because it's just timing, right?
Yeah.
It's just timing.
So we've made our opinion clear. It sounds like you agree, but just to confirm, ideally you're saying yes to the deck to Lucid Dreams?
Yes, I think I'm saying yes to the deck to Lucid Dreams. Should it be in stock within the next month?
Perfect. Otherwise, Dark Days is the deck.
Dark Days, yes.
And then Lucid Dreams as soon as you can get your paws on it, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Convoluted, but decisions have been made.
And we didn't actually have to go back. So I'm curious about your thoughts. We didn't actually have to go back to the Squid Cake Marseille, but is that going to kind of low key stay on your list for now and then maybe revisit it later?
For sure. Yeah, it's just too stinking cute. Like it
is a cute deck. It is cute.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
So maybe I think when you start feeling that urge, like I'm really craving dipping into Marseille, maybe that's the deck you need to go buy for yourself.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So somewhat of a decision has been made today.
A mostly decision. I feel like we made decisions.
I feel good about it.
Good.
I think decisions have been made.
Yeah.
I think decisions have been made, and it's just conditional. But that happens. We're going to see more of that as cardstock. Some cardstock is going to get a little bit more difficult to bring into the country and stuff.
So here's the really cool part. By the time this video comes out, we should know definitively what you're getting, because there's we've got time between now and when the video is coming out. So what I'm going to encourage everybody who's watching this video to do is to go check your YouTube channel for an update.
There you go.
And also maybe when this video comes out, maybe post a comment and I'll pin it or something, because we don't get the actual answer until you have the deck.
Yeah, we don't.
It'll be a good intrigue. People can go check it out, because I'm assuming you will make a video.
Absolutely.
Which deck you ended up with. Okay, perfect. So if
you'll do. You said you're doing walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So make sure I have that link, and we'll make sure the link to your video about the deck you actually got is in the description box, and then we can also put it in the cards up there somewhere, so people can go click it.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be fun. So we'll actually be able to get an update.
Yeah.
And we'll even be surprised, because we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't
know. Who knows?
Yet.
I don't know. Yeah. It's an
adventure. Woohoo.
So in addition to your YouTube channel, you also have an Instagram account?
Yes. At Lumeria Star. So I post daily. I'm really good with Instagram.
Ooh, nice.
So I post daily, just like a reading for the collective every day. And then I also just started a Patreon too. So I'm doing tarot lessons over there and all kinds of fun stuff. So
under the same name, right?
Yep, Lumeria Star. And then I have my website. It's just at stephaniegeilermyname.com. So I do life design coaching, and then I also infuse tarot into my coaching sessions. So you can find all my information over there.
That is awesome. Nice. So we will have all of those relevant links down below for people, and everybody's going to have to go watch. Going to have to go watch the follow-up video.
Yeah.
And Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. This
Yeah,
is the
this-
first time we've had one where there's like a little bit of intrigue at the end.
There's
Yeah,
You
no,
don't
it is.
actually
It's
know.
it's like this is the cliffhanger version.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Thanks so much for hanging
Yes,
out with us. This
thank
was a lot of
you.
fun. I now
This
have
was
like
fun.
3 new decks on my wish list to look at.
Which
Don't worry
ones?
about it.
Thank you,
It'll be fine.
Stephanie.
I'm looking at
Yes.
Squid Cake. I'm looking at Lucid Dreams, and
No, you're not.
I'm looking at the color version deck from the creator of the Dark Days.
Mother.
It's just white noise. It's
No.
not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It's the tarot police.
Yeah,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
And I
Tarot
live
police
with
have
the
shown
tarot
up.
police. It's like,
Oh, it's a shame.
I
No,
know, right?
we can't
She
be.
still
We
got
can't.
like 200 decks.
ish.
It's not like she listens to the tarot police
I
over
mean,
here.
sometimes I listen. Sometimes the tarot police talks me into getting more stuff. Like in your case, where it's like, we
That's-
clearly need both.
Right.
She
Exactly.
likes to act all tough, but really.
But really.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for joining
Thank
us.
so
you
mad
for
at you right now.
having me. You guys were awesome.
This was
Thank you
fun.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hello, Emily. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you on the channel for Say Yes to the Deck. This is going to be so fun.
Thank you so much for having me. This is like so exciting, and I really need your help because like these decks, I'm torn, like really torn.
Well, just so you know, I'll talk you into all of them, and Peggy will try to talk you
I
out
will
of all of
talk you
them.
out of all of them.
And
It's
somewhere
pretty
between
good.
the two of us,
We will figure this out and narrow down the deck that you should be getting right now.
hopefully.
Brilliant.
We'll
Definitely.
see.
We'll try. So far, we've been successful. So far.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Some people bought more than one. First of all, you have a YouTube channel. Actually, you have a couple of YouTube channels. Is it okay to talk
Yes,
about both
yes.
of them? I watch both of them.
I do. I
You're
have
yawning into it.
3. The first one I started, the first one was a lifestyle channel. And I started that like to talk about motherhood and fashion because I used to work in fashion and you know I love fashion and makeup and stuff and so I started talking about that, but you know it just never really went anywhere, and I think I've had that for like 3 years now, and then it was like this year that I decided to make another one just sort of to replace that one. But really the tarot channel started as a labor of love because I found myself, I don't know, when I fell into tarot tube and witchcraft channels, like it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I watched for a long time. Then I started getting involved and chatting, and then I was like, you know, I really want to make some VRs. So I thought about it for a long time, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And now it's become much more of a focus for me. So like now the tarot channel is the channel, and that like the other one, I can't. I'm like, oh no.
That's so funny because I love them both, and I actually started watching you when you just had, I think, the lifestyle channel, and I just really, you just got a very like peaceful, like comforty vibe. So like yours is one of my favorites to turn on when I just want to chill out because like my energy is very like high.
I feel so stressed most of the time, so it's nice to hear that I seem calm.
You seem very collected, and your quality is lovely on your chat. It's wonderful. Anyways, I'll stop gushing all over your channels now, but
I love your channel. I love your channel. I've loved your channel.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is amazing. I love it.
This is so fun. It's also kind of cool to connect with people from all over the world, which is really exciting too.
That makes it fun.
So, okay, we have a list of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 5 decks we're going to be looking at today, right?
Yeah, 5 decks.
Okay, so fess up. Is anyone already like in your head, like, I don't know, this might be the one? Like, I don't know.
So yeah, I think I know which one it is, and it might not be a surprise actually because it's the Blood Moon Tarot, the one I think I've spoken the most about in general.
Okay.
And I don't know why quite. I think it's the one that's newest on the list, so maybe it is because it is the one that's sort of been the most in my mind in the last. I don't know. I think it was this year it went on the list. So, and obviously the list is bigger than this, so this is the edited list for this.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe that's why. But there's something about the art that just
Catches your attention.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's start with that one.
I was going to say
if
the
it
opposite. I think we should say, well, you want to
Well,
say
no, I
that for
said
last?
start with that one and see if it survives the process.
Ooh. Okay. All right. We can do it that way.
Yeah.
Are you a collector or do you just have a few very carefully chosen decks?
I have quite a lot of decks, and yeah, I think that there's some of them I probably wouldn't buy again now, but I still love them, and I try and use them all in different spreads each month. But yeah, I haven't actually counted, but I've made a
Oh, that
deck
was the next question.
a couple of months ago, just before we moved house, and it's not small. But yeah, I couldn't tell you how many. I haven't even counted.
Can you make a guess? Like under 50, under 100, under 500?
No. Under 500, probably nearer 200.
Okay,
That's
about where she's at. Okay, okay.
Whew. So yeah,
Now
it's enough, and I'm trying to be more discerning with purchases. So yeah, I want to be able to use my decks. Like I would say I'm a collector, but more than that, I'm a reader. So I'd rather be able to use it.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
So I'm struggling a little bit to get a lot of images of the cards, but I think this will give us a good jumping off point here.
So what do you like about the art?
It's very like immersive, and there's something very kind of like raw, and I like the depth of it, the shadowy nature of it. It's very beautiful, but at the same time, it is kind of, some of it is quite confronting, I think, which I love art like that. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think it's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it is nice.
My eye. But it's something about the depth of the images, and there's movement as well, and it feels like something I could just dive into, and I love decks like that. Yeah.
And do you have any other decks that do you collect with this art style in mind, or is this like out of the ordinary for you?
This isn't out of the ordinary, but I have a lot of other decks that aren't like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything like this really in my collection. I have other decks that are sort of have very intense artwork, but they're not the same as this. Like the Mary L, which I think you guys know well. And
Mary L would be a good comparative, I think, for this deck, because it's got a lot of the same. Let me just go here.
Yeah, it looks like there's not a lot of actual images. The art style is,
Yeah.
I love this deck. I did a VR to Katie Flowers, the only 10, and I was kind of really gutted that this wasn't in it. So
how do I not include it?
I can see the similarities. The other one is much is a lot darker, like a darker color palette. So
I was just gonna say, like, basically when I look at the the Mary L, right? And I think if you work with that regularly, and that one goes its own way in a lot of ways, it kind of mixes Thoth and Rider-Waite-Smith and even some Marseille influences in it. And if that works for you, then working with the Blood Moon, I don't think would be an issue. Like, I feel like you'd be fine with getting to know it and working with it, despite the fact that it's does kind of go its own way in a lot of places. Interesting.
And that's one of my questions. That's always one of my questions is, does the deck for you, does the deck, you open it and use it straight from the box, or is that a deck that you're going to have to invest time in learning?
No, I think I could use, this deck, the Mary L, I can use it straight from the box, and I still can get a lot of value from it, whether or not I'm doing a quick draw or doing a longer, reading, and I have time to dip in and out of the book. I get
so the Blood Mood would probably be the same way for you then.
So yeah, I get this feeling from it, that that's why it's like the first one. I'm like,
Are you working with a budget?
I think no more than like £100, I think. And I think the Blood Moon, it's very reasonable for me, but the shipping is the like, because it's
always brutal for you too, being in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the next ones, because now the idea is to start comparing, and this is where we start.
See if we can knock Blood Moon off the top of the list.
Ooh.
Is it possible?
Okay. Yeah, because we're gonna get more information on the Blood Moon as we go.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the next deck on your list?
The next one, really, I've got to say the Shimmering Veil, because that's probably been on the list for the longest. I think the Shimmering Veil Tarot.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Celia Conway.
This one is very like intuitive and swirly and pretty.
It's very otherworldly, isn't it?
Yeah, it reminds me a little of Soul Cards, actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it is a little bit like Soul Cards, actually. I recently picked up the Soul Cards for the first time, and they are a little bit like that. But the deck I think that I would compare to that I would compare to this, that's a tarot, is the Philakos. And This deck is, I mean, this is one that did make it to the top 10. This is just, yeah, one of my like absolute soul decks, I think. But like these are the minors, and they're very different. These are sort of more like sketchy and like artist illustration decks. But cards. But when you get to the rest of the deck, you have these beautiful like court cards, and then like something like this I feel is like kind of similar in a way. And I did also say, because I don't actually have the Shimmering Veil, they might actually work really differently when I have them both. But this is the only deck I have that I think in any way kind of gives me the vibe. Do you know what I mean?
I have a question for you. Maybe somewhat selfishly. Are there titles on these, or are they just like this with the art?
I thought that they came with titles on them, but maybe they are just with art, and that would potentially be a bit difficult to work with. But like, I think I know exactly which one the Fool is, but I know which. Sorry, I'm just go for it. Completely like I know which card it was now that totally makes me think this deck is comparable, and it's the Tower card. It is the most beautiful Tower card. This is it. Yeah, here it is. It is. This just totally makes me think of the Shimmering Veil.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can totally see that.
So I think that's why in my head this deck is comparable. But this Tower card, but yeah, maybe this deck with, especially because you have these characters that are like so close up, they are more kind of with you, whereas this this is more dreamy.
Yeah. So I guess the one question I do have, when you were looking at the Blood Moon, you mentioned that you like it for like more kind of confronting, sort of shadowy. Is that something you're specifically looking for out of this round of purchasing? No, it just is one thing you like about that deck.
Okay. Yeah, I just love it about the deck.
Well, so far now, is this basically more or less an art theme that goes through what you like in a deck? Because I noticed that the two that you've got, and
these two do have some similarities,
and the Blood Moon and this one, and I noticed, like, is that a coincidence, or is this an art style that you really enjoy?
I think it's an art style I really enjoy. Yeah, I think I do have to like the art or have like some kind of connection to the art. Like I think of the Deviant Moon as something that like I didn't connect to immediately because I did find it really confronting, and then I ended up falling in love with it because it was confronting, and then I ended up finding it like really comforting rather than comforting. And it was this backwards way of, but definitely the art has a huge impact on me.
Okay, because I mean this deck reminds me a lot of the Soul cards.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is like the Soul cards.
Yeah.
And what is the price of this one?
I think with the shipping it would end up more expensive than the Blood Moon.
With the Blood Moon being your favorite right now, matching the art style that you like, I would say that the Blood Moon still is the one that I would currently.
I don't think we can knock Shimmering Veil off the list yet. We haven't found any negatives.
We haven't really found any negatives, but looking at price and looking at what's caught your interest the most so far, I would say the Blood Moon. I would because you like the other one.
I do like the other one, but
okay. I actually like the Shimmering Veil more.
Me too.
But you've already said that the Blood Moon's the one that's caught your undivided attention. See?
Really hard, but the Shimmering Veil has been on the list the longest. It's been on the list for the longest, and I have taken quite a bit of time to decide between that one and the Intuitive Tarot, which is the other tarot deck by Scylla.
Okay. Okay, so the next question right now is okay, the Blood Moon just came out. Is the Shimmering Veil something that is available normally, or is it just a one-time run, and when it's gone, it's gone? Like, are you going to regret not being able to get it if they sell out and you don't get any, and they don't have them anymore?
I would really regret it if it sold out, but I think it's pretty much available. I think it.
Okay.
I think for now we need to keep it on the list while we move on to the next deck and then come back to it. That's my vote. Are
you just pushing for buy them all?
Not yet, but give me a few more decks and maybe I will. I think for now, though, I just think it's too soon to eliminate it because we haven't found anything that clearly eliminates it yet.
Which one do you want?
That's not the point. Let's move on to the next deck. Okay. So which one do you want to talk about next?
Yeah, it's got to be the Pagan Otherworlds by Uzi.
Okay. This one's very different from the other two. So I think we'll have an easier time distinguishing when we get over here. So let's pull this one up. This is a classic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there's some important shipping information for international customers. I don't know what's going on there, but that might be something that needs to be looked at.
Yes, that might impact it. Yeah. I think this is a deck that definitely, if it went out of print, I would regret not being able to get it, because it is such a classic. And I think for a while I just thought, well, it's shipping and it's something that, you know, it's on the list, but it can wait. And I will admit as well, I think the art style has grown on me. I mean, there's a lot of like opulence and beauty there, but there's also like those Marseille influences that you can see throughout. And, you know, that's not I don't know as much about Marseille as I do. Rider-Waite-Smith is my like area where I'm really comfortable, and Thoth and Marseille is where I'm still learning. And so I feel like this is a deck that could help me take a step towards learning more and developing more. And I think it would be more of a kind of a deck that would help me to learn, as well as it being incredibly beautiful and a classic.
So the big pounce here is, how much time and bandwidth do you have to be learning this?
Not a lot. No, I have a job and 2 children and 3 YouTube channels. Not that I know. But yeah, and then just being able to live, eat, sleep, breathe, do the things I've got to do here, and spiritual practice, not a lot.
See, I would knock the Pagan Other Worlds off the list for 2 reasons. For two reasons. Just stop.
I'm listening. I'm here.
You don't have a lot of time right now.
No.
But the good news is that the Pagan Other Worlds is a really popular deck, which does mean that even if it does go out of print, you're probably going to have no problem finding a copy down the road, trading for a copy. Do you engage in trading and buying used decks or whatever like that, or are you strictly, it must be new and just for me?
I would. I haven't really traded anything. I mean, I won this from you, and and this is actually one that I thought was kind of similar to. I can't remember. I think maybe one of the other decks we've already looked at, but it's because it's so many different artists. I'm going off tangent.
That's
so
all right.
You're fine. There's no plan.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
This is literally how we operate.
I would definitely engage in that kind of thing. My only thing is just I would. Oh yes, I did. I bought a deck from Jess, Stellar Rain Dancer. Jess Delataro. I bought Daughters of the Moon from her in January. The end of December last year, and I love that deck, and I love that it came from Jess as well, because I love Jess. And,
so I would take Pagan Otherworlds off the list until the kids are a little older. The really popular decks are the decks that you can always afford to let go, because you'll find one later. So yeah,
true.
Okay, that's my opinion.
That's true. I think that's a valid point.
Wait.
That's a valid
you have to agree.
Oh yeah. We're telling you. Do you agree that it's okay to knock it off the list?
Yes. It's like, oh, but I would be more like, it's not good.
Right.
I totally understand exactly what you just said so perfectly. It's like there's a different feeling of letting it go.
You do that 4 times a day. Yeah,
maybe,
you know that's
ish. So I think, and just remember, it can stay on your list for like another day, but like it's like which one is the right now deck, right?
Yeah.
Right now deck, absolutely.
It just strikes me that it's going to sit in the corner, not getting a lot of love because you're busy, and it has a learning curve.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
All right. So we've made some decisions.
Oh my God, one down.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, next is Tarot de St. Croix. Lisa de St. Croix. Yeah.
Okay.
Pardon me. This is a different style.
Lisa?
No, I don't. And I've gone back and forth, and I think I've ultimately decided not to get it right now, unless I get another like feeling or impetus to want to get it. But I do love this version without the orange borders. I know some people love the orange borders, but this one looks so nice with the 3 sides borderless.
Look good.
It's
very different, isn't it, though?
It is a different art style.
This one actually, I think, reminds me more of the Philarkos than the Shimmering Veil does.
Yeah, I see that as well. Yeah.
Okay, so where's the price on this one?
I think it's about £70 when it's international. There's a different price for international. Yes. Oh, $70 for international.
Yeah.
It's in PayPal.
So.
And then there'd probably be shipping on top of that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a pricier deck. So it's an investment.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. That world card, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
It's incredible. I'm also just kind of sneak peeking at the guidebook just kind of see how it's written here. And for the minors anyway, it does address what you see in the artwork and then how that applies to the meaning. And then it gives you kind of a concise
Now that's something that we never really looked at was the Blood Moon guidebook and
we didn't look at the
Shimmering Veil.
Yeah, we didn't. Both I think have, I know that the Shimmering Veil looks to have kind of a chunky looking guidebook. I don't know about the Blood Moon.
No, do you know I don't know. I think
that might be worth knowing.
Yeah. Shall I have a look now? I'll have a
if you don't mind. It'd be interesting to know.
And that leads to the next question. How important is a good guidebook to you?
Yeah.
It's not vital. You know, I've got decks that I adore that don't have a guidebook.
Okay.
But, you know, it's lovely to have, and I do read them. So I don't read them all necessarily straight away or all in one. Some guidebooks I do read all in one because I think I need to do this to understand it and to work with it. But others I just dip in and out of. And there are some that I've just never looked at, I think. It depends on the deck. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we made it to the fourth deck before even thinking about guidebooks.
Well, and I think it's because it was showing it open like this that I was like, oh yeah, because
guidebooks
in decks like this that kind of go their own way. I want to know that it's going to be addressed because I have a deck I actually just got not that long ago that I was really startled that there was no book, and I was like, oh man, I mean, like there's like an online, but like it's not the same.
It's not the same. I think if there is a guidebook, I'd rather have a real guidebook or at least
exactly
so that I can like look at it rather than having to look on an app. I cannot see it says anything about a guidebook. It just says fully illustrated 78 card deck. So
interesting. It's got to have some. Well, I guess we might be able to find. Download the digital guide here.
It's got a digital guidebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think on the Blood Moon it's digital.
Blood Moon just took a hit though.
That's the first hit we
got.
Just a little hit. Just a little hit.
Yeah.
Is this a mass market? Now
these are all independent, I think.
They're all indie?
Yeah, they're all indie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that hermit card is definitely like I almost feel like with these, there's something about these illustrations that is sort of abstract enough, but then also realistic enough that you can sort of step into. I think it would be a great deck for like artworking and such, you know, and really using for like shadow work or, you know, just intuitive kind of like really delving deep kind of personal work, you know. And I guess that's kind of it's not what I'm looking for, but these decks all kind of seem to have that sort of depth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of them have that like invitation to go deeper in them. So between Shimmering Veil and Tarot de St. Croix, where does your heart pull you the hardest?
You see, if you'd have asked me that 10 minutes ago, I would have said Shimmering Veil. But now looking at just those, I'm like, it's so hard.
Is it the Tarot de St. Croix that's pulling you more?
I don't know. The thing that's really hard is that there aren't that many images of the Tarot de St. Croix. So I'd have to go and watch another walkthrough. And with these decks, I've seen walkthroughs of all of them. Some of them I've seen more walkthroughs on. So for instance, like the Shimmering Veil, I've seen quite a lot of walkthroughs on. But in the last 6 months, I've not watched any walkthroughs of them other than maybe the Blood Moon, because that came out more recently. Do you know what I mean? Because at a certain point, I think definitely before, you know, I even emailed you, I'd seen them and I'd been like, they're on the list. These are the ones that I haven't seen anything since. So I've not even like really engaged in thinking about it. Do you know what I mean?
I do. Okay, so question, because this is a good way to kind of get an immediate kind of gut reaction. You found out today both of these decks are going out of print, but you can only afford one.
Oh, the struggle is real.
The struggle is so real. Both.
No, you can't. No, you only have money for one.
The kids don't need to eat this week. It's fine.
Oh God. I can't.
Oh no. Okay, we need help.
Well,
we need another way to knock one of these off the list.
Well, I'm still thinking. I still think. Well,
sometimes that works. Sometimes it gives you that immediate. Oh no, this is the one I'd regret the most, right?
Well, now I'm seeing that this is a different style of artwork to what the Shimmering Veil and the Blood Moon are.
Yeah, the Shimmering Veil is more like intuitive, dreamy, flowy, whereas Tarot de St. Croix is more like
and it's a little more
carnival-y and kind of like otherworldly. Yeah, a little more direct. I feel like that definitely the intuitive.
So is there? Because you said you've got a lot in the other style. So Tarot de St. Croix.
Yeah, what do you have in your collection now that might compete with Tarot de St. Croix that you'd reach for before you'd reach for
Do you have anything with a similar art style?
I don't think so. Like literally the only thing I think that I could reach for is just like a Rider-Waite Smith. Like I really don't think there's actually
so you don't
no, that was for Yanasi Yaus. So literally this is the Illuminated Tarot by Carol Hertzer. So it's a Rider-Waite Smith clone, but like this would be like.
Let me pull you in here. Here we go.
It's totally different. But this
and that's really like Rider-Waite Smith just boosted in prettiness.
Yes, exactly. It's beautiful and but this is and it's nothing like I really think 10 minutes ago I would have said that the Shimmering Veil, I would go for the Shimmering Veil, but now I'm like
it's hard to tell, right?
I think Tarot de St. Croix maybe.
And how much is Tarot de St. Croix? Which one wins on price?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Is one more?
I think they're about the same because they'd both be similar. Like, and I'm not
see
$20. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, I think they'd both be similar.
I would go. Okay, personally, I would go Tarot de St. Croix because it sounds like you don't really have anything else like it.
No.
So when you're reading cards and you're going, I want something different in a card today. It's going to be easier to go, I want that one versus I want one of these that are all similar.
Like it differentiates itself in your collection because I'm thinking, Shimmering Veil's like that too, but that's my personal draw. But I do think you have cards like the Soul cards in Philarkos that compete a little more directly with Shimmering Veil, whereas with Tarot de St. Croix, it seems like you don't have anything that even seems to come close in your mind, which means that when you're going to reach for a deck, like Peggy said, it'll stand out to you in your mind. You'll be more likely to reach for it. It won't get lost and blend in.
No,
it's going to be a love or hate. You're either going to love it, and it's going to be, oh my god, I've got nothing else like it, and I'm going to grab it. Or you're going to go,
this is so unlike anything I get that I
it's
don't.
Gonna be like, no, I like
everything else better.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I could use it as well. Just like my reaction to just those few cards, just seeing them again. Like it's
I would knock out the Shimmering Veil.
Me too.
It
hurts my heart. But I know I understand, but I think of the two, I feel like Tarot de St. Croix differentiates itself better, and it's also different enough from Blood Moon that we can pit those against each other and hopefully come to a decision at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Tarot de St. Croix is more generally available, and again,
they're the same though. They've got the same availability.
Okay. I haven't really heard of the Shimmering Veil before, but I've heard Tarot.
They're both pretty well available, I would think.
I think.
Okay, so they go out of print next.
Might go out of stock sooner than either of the Shimmering Veil or the Tarot de St. Croix. I think it.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like of the ones we've discussed so far, Blood Moon is the most tenuous as far as long-term availability, whereas I feel like Shimmering Veil and Tarot de St. Croix are likely to be available for longer.
Yeah, because they're both more popular decks, which means again, if you need to buy them used down the road later, you can.
Well, and neither of those, as far as I know, were recent Kickstarters, whereas Blood Moon was a Kickstarter deck. And I think the thing with Kickstarters is sometimes they've raised a bunch of funds for one print, but that doesn't mean they raise enough to do another print.
Yeah.
So,
but I would say Tarot de St. Croix because I
think so too.
I would say because the prices are similar and it's different. I mean, some people are like, nope. Like there's some people that only collect certain things, and if it's outside of that range, they don't want it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that is something that you tend to do, like the Blood Moon and the Shimmering Veil, they have a similar art style.
Yeah.
Do you like reaching outside of that, or does it like, I like this?
I do like reaching outside of it, but I do. The one area of my decks that I think I'm missing is playful, like like the Playful Heart Tarot, or like the Little Monsters one. What is
Monstero?
Yeah, the Monstero, like something like that, which. Like I'm always like, it's so playful and lovely, and I actually think I could do lovely readings with it, but I never go for them. I always go for the
something a little deeper, a little heavier
ones. Yeah, but
that's your vibe, though.
That's the area that's missing, and there are no decks here like that.
I will say
St.
though,
Croix.
of
Yeah,
everything on your list though, Tarot de St. Croix does bring a little
That
bit
is
of that
very playful.
playfulness, but in a deeper way, right? Like when you look at that
More
Fool
playful
card,
than everything else so
that's
far.
definitely more playful. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And like you
So
said,
are you-
Cantor-esque, kind of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you comfy taking Shimmering Veil off the list as we move on to the next step?
Yeah.
Okay. One more decision made. Oh, okay. So we're keeping that one and we're taking this one off. Okay. Whew. Okay. Decisions. So we're down to just one more.
One more, and it's the Anasi Else.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about what draws you to this deck. Can we bring that?
So this is a deck that obviously is another independent deck, and it was I saw it on Integrative Healing with Sadhana's channel first, and I think she has a couple of decks by Yanasi Else. There's another deck that Yanasa does, but I also think that potentially Sadhana has a few different editions of this, and I've definitely seen walkthroughs and I've seen Sadhana sort of sharing this deck before. And I think that is where primarily I've seen this. Other people have mentioned it, of course, as well. But I think this is really earthy, but also kind of otherworldly at the same time, which I love because I do have a lot of very kind of like earthy, witchy decks as well. And I feel like this would be a beautiful thing to work with some other oracle decks that I have that work with the theme and sort of botanical decks and things. But yeah, it has a definite different art style. It's kind of more like printed, like lino print, almost sketchy.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's very striking. I guess
it's very kind of, I won't say monochromatic, but it does have a very limited color palette, it looks like.
Yeah. And this is the thing that I think is it giving me a little bit of the FOMO because the previous editions have been in different colorways. Like I think one of them was sort of more reddy, I think.
Yeah, that's what I remembered.
And this one is obviously very green. And I think that there might be another one available actually as well. I just this one might be the one that I preferred the last time I checked. Let's have a look, see if there's another one available right now. But the other ones I think that she was selling before are now out of stock. So there's the 3rd edition of the Stunning Tarot. That's the other deck.
Right.
Then there's the J Yaus Jumbo. I don't think I've seen that. Yeah, that's the Yaus 6. This is more purpley.
Oh no, this one's pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, oh dear. Oh, that's super huge. Chunky.
I think that's why I didn't. But the purple, I love that. It's kind of got the purple and the green, and it's
that's
stunning.
Really the only picture we get.
Yeah,
it doesn't give us a lot in terms of photos. That's all we really can see.
Yeah,
that's really quite pretty.
Okay, so the first thing that so there's multiple editions, which is fine, which means it's probably going to exist for quite some time in various color
This
paths.
one goes out of stock all the time.
Okay.
I will say that's one thing that I've noticed is that it goes out of stock. Sometimes when she does a new edition, they sell out almost right away. I've seen that happen before, and then you have to wait till she does another one.
Okay, and
she does keep doing them though.
Okay, so. And the other question, now I'm not sure if this matters to you, but it may matter to other people watching. But I noticed that the titles are not English.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I'd need to potentially, if the imagery, I'm not sure what all of the images are, but potentially I'd need to check that they're all what they are. Like it would take me a little bit longer.
Yeah, I just remembered too that when I watched walkthroughs of this deck, at least in my opinion, it definitely it's got a very unique interpretation of a lot of the cards. It's not very like obvious Rider-Waite-Smith association, for example. Yeah. The minors can look a little bit pippish, like you might get just like flowers on a card, that sort of thing, which is something to be aware of because we know that you did eliminate the pagan otherworlds partly for that reason, like partly for the like, well, it's pips and one thought.
Yeah, that's one thought. Like
I have a deck as well that I think is quite similar. So it's the Black Lily.
Oh, that is so similar. Okay, let's
so similar. And, it was Danny who made me get this. Danny Mystic. Oh my goodness. I was just like,
I've gone back and forth. I've gone back and forth on this deck too. It's really great.
And I love this. I love working with this as well, actually. And this is like it is kind of pippish, but there's still enough there. Yeah. I find it really like healing and like for personal use, really like I don't know, really raw and.
See, I feel like looking at this, I kind of feel like I feel like if you had, okay, let me ask you the question rather than make the assumption. But if you had the Yonasi Yaos deck on your table right next to the Black Lily,
Yeah.
would there be a situation where you'd be like, no, I don't want the Black Lily for this situation. I really want the Yonasi Yaos?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this deck is like.
I think it competes too hard. Yeah.
Yeah. The other deck is nice.
Yeah.
The other deck is nice, but now for me personally, I suck at learning other languages. So the fact that the titles are in another language I wouldn't call it a deal breaker, but the deck would have to be so obvious that I don't need that as a reference.
Yeah, I think it's even simpler than that. I think it's just you've already got one you love more.
Yeah.
Let's just cross it off. Are we good with that?
I think this one's the easiest one to call, actually.
I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, keep an eye. The next edition might be the one, but I don't think this one is.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what this means, though? It means that we're down to the Blood Moon Tarot versus the Tarot de St. Croix, which we haven't compared and contrasted yet.
We haven't compared them directly.
When you hear that it's Blood Moon versus Tarot de St. Croix, how do you feel about that? Those going head to head right now?
They're so different. And I think I need them both. But I know for the purposes of this video, I feel very like I cannot let the Blood Moon go. Like if that went out of stock and I couldn't get it and there wasn't another, I would be like really, really
gutted.
Gutted.
Yeah.
Because I think the art style speaks to me and I know I'd be able to work with it like immediately. I mean, digital guidebook, but even
that doesn't even knock it down a peg when it's like, oh yeah, I don't care about the guidebook. I just love the artwork.
But working with that style of art is already something that you enjoy, so you probably won't really need or miss the guidebook.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say, I'm going to throw one thing back in your face, though.
Uh-oh.
You said about the Tarot de St. Croix that you don't have any playful decks and that you've been wanting some. Is that?
I mean, I vote both.
I will also let you off the hook because the Tarot de St. Croix is also a fairly popular deck that even if it goes out of print, you should still be able to pick up a copy later.
I think Blood Moon would be the hardest of those two to get once it's out of print.
But just for the benefit of people watching who may be making the same decisions along with us, which one is the least expensive between the
Blood Moon versus
the Blood Moon?
Tarot St. Croix?
Are they about the same?
They're about the same. I think the Blood Moon might be slightly less expensive.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, ¿por qué no los dos? Right? Like, just have them both.
And the Blood Moon's guidebook is digital.
Yes.
The St. Croix has a physical guidebook. Okay.
But she already said that didn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
No. We're just ticking off the boxes because other people are playing along at home.
Yeah. No, I think that if it was a deck that perhaps I wasn't so enamored of the art, like if I liked art, but I wasn't so like, oh, I need that deck, then the guidebook would sway it a bit more. But like I just.
Yeah. See, I'm
the idea of letting the Blood Moon is not happening. Like,
no. I'm saying that. I'm agreeing. Normally I would recommend a little harder for the St. Croix because it's filling a hole of a type that you don't have yet.
And it is incredible. It is beautiful. They're all beautiful.
You're in love with the Blood Moon. There's no point. Just don't fight it. You're in love with the Blood Moon.
It's a clear winner.
Just but consider the St. Croix as the next big thing.
Or, depending on your budget.
Well, yeah.
Just get them both.
No.
I'm sharing bells.
Saying yes to the deck, not every deck.
I mean, it's 100% the discretion of beautiful Emily, who can decide for herself.
Yes, Emily can decide for herself, but I've narrowed down my recommendation to the Blood Moon.
It's been so helpful. Like I love the questions that you pose because like they really do make you think and what would actually how would you work with that deck and like what would actually be the one you choose like when you come down to it. And just looking, I had no idea that looking at those images again on the screen but from the Tarot de St. Croix would like have such an impact on me, so it really is food for thought.
I would say, like I said, you've mentioned that there's a hole in your collection when it comes to more playful decks, so I would seriously consider You're in love with the blood moon. There's no way. Nothing
was gonna knock it off the list.
Nothing changed your mind even for a second.
Yeah.
So get the blood moon. That's
Yeah.
the one that you need right now. But I would consider the St. Croix as the next one.
Yes.
Because I think that
I'll consider the shimmering veil just for anybody curious.
Definitely. The shimmering veil is just
Did I wipe off your lipstick?
No, but you've got some now. So here.
we're just
Ow, like how she breaks my wrist. It's like
if I don't make sure she wipes it off on something that's not me, it will end up back on me somewhere. I don't want
give
it.
Back.
See?
It's fine. It's fine. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Decisions have been made. You are saying yes to the Blood Moon Tarot.
Yes. Okay.
It's like my favorite part.
I can't clap without digging myself up because you're leaning on my arm.
I know. Other than your YouTube channel, do you have an Instagram or anywhere else people should look for you?
I do have an Instagram. It's Emily's Tarot and Magick.
We will have all of those links down below so everybody can go follow you in all the places.
Scroll down, find the links. Wait.
Watch Emily's
down, find the
channels.
links.
They're both wonderful. I love them both. But yeah, you do such a beautiful job with your videos, and I really enjoy them. So
thank you. I love your videos too. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a big love fest.
It's fun. Yeah, I laugh so much. My cheeks hurt.
That's perfect. That's what we want.
That's the job. That's our job.
That's what
Thank
we're here
you.
for. Thank you so much
Yes, it's been
for
great
joining
hanging
us.
out with you.
And do you plan to do a walkthrough of the Blood Moon when you get it in your hands?
I will have to. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So when you do,
Absolutely.
let me know because I want to make sure I watch it and share it with everybody.
I will do. Thank you so much,
Emily. All right.
Bye.
So that was fun.
That was fun.
We managed to help people pick decks. That's fun. I'm off to go shopping now. Yep. With Peggy's wallet, apparently, because she's glaring at me. Whenever she glares at me, I want to use her wallet.
No.
If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed hanging out with us, don't forget to click the like button.
Like button, subscribe button, hit the bell. Leave a comment.
Thank you guys so much. And
Thanks. Tell us what you would have picked.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of decks. What would you have picked?
Yeah, tell us. And
tell us.
May your magic always shine
from the inside out.
From the inside out. Bye, guys.
Bye. It's like you can learn to shuffle the biggest deck. There's no problem with that.
I think there's a dirty joke in there somewhere.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I think there is.
It's not like you can never buy. It's not like once you've made the decision, the tarot police are going to tell you can't ever buy this deck later.
I think this is when you.
I
think
think-
Are you the tarot police?
What's
The
that?
tarot police.
I think Peggy's the tarot police.
I think so too.
But like, there's just something that's so raw. Like, I love. Oh, what's happened there? But I've not worked with it in a while. Oh my gosh! One of my children.
And I would. And the purple one.
And that's totally happened to me. You're like, what did I do?
Okay. It's your deck. It's your deck. You just do it you shuffle those cards any way you want. It's fine. It's as big as my head. It's like I can't shuffle my head. It's fine.
I can try to shuffle your head.
Okay. You're already having shuffling problems. You don't need a bigger deck. Just say it.